Welcome to After Dark at the Fix Stops Roundtable, featuring Katrina Ness, Vanessa Collins, and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings, Vanessa Collins, and Katrina Ness.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to the Fix Stops Roundtable's After Dark show. Today is a very special day for Katrina and I, as we are going to be talking all about the Northwood University International Auto Show that happens every fall. So joining us tonight from the Northwood University International Auto Show's Executive Board is the Operations Chair, Sam Caldwell, and the General Chair, Alex Mazon.
Wow. Very impressive. Welcome, Sam, and welcome, Alexander, and Vanessa, and Katrina. Alex, it's like Northwood University night. This is great. The International Auto Show is back.
Yeah, it's a great time of the year, always.
Well, congratulations to both of you. You're very prominent at Northwood and at the Auto Show. And Alexander, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about you, because you're going to be I think from what Vanessa said, you're the chair now, right, of the 61st Annual International Auto Show.
Yeah, so that's correct. This will be my fifth year doing auto show. I'm a senior going into my master's program, so I'm returning in the fall. So after 4 years, I think the fifth year is going to be great. It's a great opportunity to have, and it's amazing to see the students excited, ready to go for a show that's 10 months away. That everybody's already full in the gear, and I'm sure Sam could tell you a little about it as well.
Sam, you're the operations chair. Is it really going to take 10 months to prepare for the show?
Oh, yeah. It takes all 12 months. We've already started here on campus. We've been to shows all over the place already, and we're going to continue to go to some more and market Northwood and also the auto show.
Yeah, well, like Vanessa said earlier, this is a very special show for us because these are our peers, and we were all on the board together last year for the 60th Annual International Auto Show, and now for the 61st, again, we are all working together and on the board, so it's great to have you guys on. Do you want to give a little bit of an introduction about yourselves, who you are, your major, just tell the audience about you?
Sure. So I'm Alexander Mazon. People call me Alex. I'm from New York. This, like I mentioned before, this is my fifth year is going to be my fifth year after graduation in May at Northwood University. I'm the automotive management and marketing major, and I'm the general chair for this year's show, which entails pretty much getting the cars here. And I mean, I have Sam for that, and they do that for me on, representing Northwood and what good it does for everybody. Yeah.
That's big. And Alex, the chair of the auto show typically goes on to some amazing career in automotive. I've met a couple of them when I was there for the auto show in October, and you got big shoes to fill.
Yeah, it's intimidating, but it's exciting at the same time. 12 months of hard work and for one weekend, and you can't replace the feeling at the end of that auto show weekend where you're walking around, everything's torn down, and you're walking around, you're like, oh my God, this is coming to an end. And now I can't believe it. It is my last year, and I hope to make it the best year ever.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. And there's a whole lot going on, Sam. And I understand you and your team are responsible for a lot of inventory of vehicles that are going to be on display that weekend.
Yes, we are. It starts, like we said, it started 2 months ago, right after the previous show ended. And 10 months out, and it's already busy.
Vanessa, that sounds hard to believe. That takes a year to prepare for a show of this size, Vanessa.
I know, it really does. And even on the marketing team, there is just so much that goes into it. And it truly, sometimes we feel like 1 year isn't even enough. And every single year we always are having, the debrief, what can we do better for the following years? And yeah.
So why don't you guys tell us what is on campus the week of show and what we really need to prepare for? So why don't you tell us what the auto show is all about? I mean, we know it's 100% student run, and then give us some history of past shows and some stats and just share with the audience about that.
Yeah, so I'll answer this one for you guys. The auto show is completely student ran, like Katrina said. We have over 300 students involved from the executive board, which we have 21 team members on that are all students. And then there is there's 41 name brand teams for manufacturers for automobiles. We split them up into various divisions. So we have aftermarket division, we have the Asian division, the European division, the domestic division, and the specialty division. Um, Altogether, we have about $35 million in assets on campus. Also, with that, the show is completely on campus. It's the largest outdoor auto show in America. It is. It's awesome to see students get involved and faculty help us out, and people all across the automotive world um, flying in or sending us cars or corporate help with marketing stuff and getting that all there.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot to manage and a lot going on. Okay, and a lot of vehicles. Sam, typically, how many people come to these attendees? Because I know it's not just one day. It's over like, what is it, a 4-day weekend?
Yeah, it's a whole weekend. So we have we don't have an exact count, but we are saying above 50,000 people come. Public audience. It is a free show. It's free to the public, and we love seeing the community, especially around here in Michigan, come out and see these cars. We have always a special car too, the Winkleman collection. This past year, we had a McLaren Elva. We also had a McLaren Senna, a Porsche 918 Spider, and chassis number 1 Hennessy Venom F5, and that draws a lot of people to come to Northwood and see our beautiful campus as well.
Yeah, it's really just like, it blows my mind that like companies and, like corporate companies and dealers and even the school just entrusts a group of students with this amount of assets on campus. And it's 100% student run and we do it all, but it just blows my mind every time I think about the numbers and how it's in the hands of a couple of early 20 kids and, some teenagers and whatnot. But I mean, it truly is a great learning experience for us, and we do a great job, and we are entrusted to host it every year because it always turns out very well.
Yeah, and to touch on that a little bit as well, it sort of, when I first started, it sort of amazed me, like, why are these companies letting, 18, 19, 20, yada, yada, year olds, with all these vehicles, and you sort of sit there and you realize, well, we are the future of the industry, so I guess it's a little road test for the weekend on how we'll do, and it's pretty eye-opening to see the gracious support from all of our local dealers, all of the manufacturers to support our education, our experiential learning here at Northwood. I mean, there's not a school, and I can genuinely believe when saying this, there's not a school like us that puts our program forward and lets us learn through experience like Northwood does.
Alex, David Ball is in the chat, and I had a chance to meet him at the International Auto Show in October. And David handles risk, okay? That's part of what he and his company does. And David, I assume there's probably a little bit of risk involved, okay, in what everyone's telling us. But I think the benefits, certainly outweigh, because it's real experience, right, for young people who are going to have careers in our industry. And Vanessa, I remember Joe St. John when he was on with us a few weeks ago. He said, you know what, you're handling real world stuff and not everything goes the way it's going to be planned. And that's part of the fun, right? Because you get to handle those situations and do that in real time and make real decisions with, these real, vehicles with real people coming to see them. So Vanessa, a lot that you and Katrina and Alex and Sam are in charge with, Vanessa.
Absolutely. And being able to just be hands-on, it really prepares us for life after college in our careers more than we could ever even imagine. It teaches us so much stuff that we could never learn inside of the classroom. So I'm very grateful to even have the opportunity to be a part of something like this.
Where else can you see 300 plus new cars outdoors on a beautiful fall day in Michigan? Where else? Northwood.
Absolutely.
So, Sam, I got a question. When I was there in October, I recall it was not like the most perfect weather. Of course, it's getting a little bit cooler, but we had some rain, right? And I
Yes.
recall that one night when we left there were a lot of cars, but it rained that night. The next morning, we wondered, well, how do they move all those cars so quick? So I guess that falls under your umbrella, so to speak.
Yes, so that is under me. So luckily, I have divisionals for every division that work under me. They are in charge of all their captains. For example, the Asian division has 12 teams, 12 manufacturers. I made sure that they are out there with microfibers or leaf blowers, wiping down those cars, getting them ready for the public to see them. It's important that we keep the cars clean. That shows how clean we are, and that we take full responsibility of these cars and what corporate marketing can send to us, and we want to use it for years prior too, and to go on with the stuff that we have. We don't want to upset anybody. We want to market their stuff the best that we can, and that's truly what's important to us. So a lot of early mornings when it rains, and a lot of late nights as well if it rains.
Yep. There's moving on cars at 12 p.m. and early in the morning with the help of the team captains. It's a whole weekend of chaos, but it pays off in the end, and it's just so fun to be a part of. And you just get that thrill of real life experience and just getting to learn from mistakes and learn from experience and succeeding. Yeah. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit of what happens around the show? Like what other events happen? Because I know there's a lot, but share with the audience.
Yeah, that's a great question. So something that we've been working on for a few years now is, you come to an auto show and you walk around and you see all the cars and you're like, okay, awesome. This took about an hour. Now what? And we like to, provide the answer to that. Now what is now we have live music, food trucks, various events throughout the auto show. We had the CDK Global Women's Roundtable. And it just gives you more events for you to experience what we're all about here at Northwood and what the industry is about. Not only do we have the vehicles for you to look at, we have learning events for the public to sign up and learn about what our industry is.
And Alex, although we may think the cars are the star of the show, really, I think once you come to Northwood, and I had never been there before, but I have a lot of friends in the industry who've gone there and their parents went there, their children's, and now their grandchildren go there. We learned real quickly that the real stars of the show are you guys, the students, okay? Austin was just in the chat, and Austin was on a panel with us, and we had a chance to meet him as well. We met Katrina there. And, if we hadn't gone to that women's roundtable by CDK on Saturday morning, we never would have met Vanessa, okay, and saw all the good work that she was doing behind the scenes to make sure that they pulled that off. And Sam, that was amazing, okay, to see all these activities, and this in particular, that women's roundtable on the Saturday morning, and all the people that came to that.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, especially here with having it all student involved, that all the females and they can have an event just for them and let them see what females are in the industry and what they can do and how they do things. And it's important for us to advertise ourselves to these future employers of ours in the industry.
Yeah.
Vanessa, there were a lot of people, including Katrina, who were on stage who were honored at that. Vanessa, I'm assuming that was pretty meticulously planned from everything that happened that morning.
Oh yeah, absolutely. On the e-board, we have an entire department for signature events, and we had an awesome girl, Sydney Rizzo. She planned that entire thing, and it's just so rewarding to see hard work like that pay off. Yeah. But moving on, so we've talked a little bit about the e-board. We're all on the e-board, but tell us different ways that students can get involved since it's 100% student run.
Yeah, so for every team that there is at the show, there's over, I'd say, at least 100 teams. They're all divisions. It changes number every year, but I'd say 100 teams. And that's a captain for every team. captain that we give the contact to after we get our contracts and stuff like that signed, and they work out what cars they're getting, what marketing, what shirts they're getting, stuff along those lines. And then they have a team. So there's signups and stuff through campus, and their team is all students as well. And so like we said, it's completely student ran from top to bottom. And just being a part of the show in general, it's such a fun weekend here at Northwood. The amount of connections we make, the amount of cool cars we see, the amount of stuff we put into the show, and seeing it transform this campus into something that we work so hard for, every single one of us. It's awesome to see.
And something I'll add on to that real quick is the amount of freshman involvement is amazing. You know, it's the show in October, and we get here late August, depending on, you know, the year. And you'll walk around, and all the team members, it's astonishing amount of freshmen having 1 or 2 months to, you know, sign up, get involved. And we encourage all freshmen to do that. That's the best way to, you know, get your career started here at Northwood University, is join a team. But from the 1 or 2 months of actually getting to school and them having the fire in them to actually, you know, do something with their weekend is pretty amazing as well.
So, Alex, I saw the announcement when it was announced that you are going to be the chair of the prestigious 61st International Auto Show. I have a question. Do you get to tap into the knowledge of the previous chairs? Like, I met this fellow, Cole Briggs, who, you know, we worked with him for a long time. He was telling us in the spring how they were preparing for this thing, and I couldn't believe it until I got up there. But do you get to, you know, rely on some of their insights and, you know, what they've experienced in the past?
Yes, of course. And it helps that so Sam's my operations chair, but I was Cole's operations chair. So through that experience, I sort of shadowed what he did. And, you know, Cole is one of the most organized people I've ever met. And that was something where I was like, I might need to work on that myself just a tiny bit. And I learned a lot through Cole, how to get myself organized, how to, you know, get, you know, the board structured. There was a week after the show where you sort of get elected for this position, and it doesn't feel real at all. And the moment you get elected, it's like, oh my God, we got to get going. And Cole's the one who's like, slow down. You're going to be okay. You have a full year. And I was like, I know. But we took that week to sort of debrief, you know, strengths, weaknesses, all across the board. And it's a huge help having, you know, our alumni message you on LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever it may be. And they say, hey, I'm only a phone call, text away. And that's also a great attribute to Northwood University is your alumni. I mean, they'll call you, they'll text you, hey, how you doing? And it's like they never left. So definitely a strong guidance system here, and everybody here is one big family. Yeah.
So, Alex, a quick story. I came on the campus, never having been there before. I think it was a Thursday evening, late afternoon, and inclement weather. And we had an Uber. It was hard to get an Uber in Midland, Michigan. Oh, yeah. We waited and we got one. And there were probably, no kidding, like 6 of us crammed into the back seat and 2 up front. And we're driving around the campus and we're looking for, I forget if it was DeVos or one of the buildings we're looking for. We couldn't find it. And a golf cart went by. Okay. And there was 2 people on there, 2 gentlemen, and wearing a tie. Okay. A suit and tie. And I looked and I said, I think that's Cole. Okay. And we had the Uber driver speed up, and our photographer rolled down the front window. He was in the front seat. He's a big guy. He got the front seat, and he started calling out to Cole, and it was him. He turned and looked on the golf cart, and he stopped. Okay. And he was wondering, who are these people in this little car? And he found out it was us. Okay. Right. And then quickly, Katrina, Sarah and Sophie got out of the car. Okay. And they rode on the back of the golf cart. We followed them into whatever building we were supposed to go to. So, Alex, that was the first time I met Cole in person, but I was very impressed, you know, and I knew him, you know, by wearing that tie the whole time, Alex.
Yeah, Cole is awesome.
Yeah, that's a great story. And I'm going to touch on what Alex said a little bit about like mentorship. So from the auto show, the whole board, like you can excel in it, you can grow inside the board, and people leave. But this year, Cole really focused on taking note and keeping like a timeline of every position so you can pass that down to the next person to help them kind of guide what they can do with their position. And I was the public relations chair last year, so there's a new person who's doing that now, and it's like I'm still here for mentorship and support when needed. And Alex was talking about alumni support, so there's always a really good support system at Northwood to help kind of grow you up as a person and in your position, whether that's on the board or as a team as well.
Katrina, what does the public relations chair do? What does that all entail?
So that's why I met you, Ted. Last year, I kind of worked a lot with the news and the media and just bringing publicity on campus. And so when I found out from Mike Stoll and Cole that Tedding's Fixed Ops Roundtable panel was coming on campus, that got pushed to my responsibility in my department. So from there, obviously, we were emailing back and forth. I kind of wrote you a schedule of who was going to be on your panels at what time, and made a student panel, 3 student panels where you got to interact with the students on campus. So just kind of planning out the publicity and even talking to the public. So I went down to Atlanta, Georgia, and I did an interview with CBT News. I mean, we've seen Jim Fitzpatrick on here before in the comments and whatnot. So it's just a lot like that. And it was great. I got to learn how to talk about the auto show and Northwood as a whole. So it was a very overall well-rounding experience and position to have.
Are all of you going to NADA at the end of January?
Yes, we are.
So, Katrina, when you go to NADA, you're going to meet the lady, this young lady in the chat, Christine Farnan, and she's a very big friend of the Fixed Ops Roundtable. And I'm going to ask you to interview her because she's a big friend of Fixed Ops, and she's in Albany, New York. Probably looking forward to getting out to Vegas, Christine, I would imagine. So, welcome and happy holidays, and a lot going on. So, a lot of stories, a lot of things happening as a result of the networking that goes on, I guess, at this auto show, Alex, and it's pretty amazing. The amount of alumni and connections, even second and third connections, from the people who've gone there and have gone before us.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what Northwood could do for our not only personally but professional careers as well. And it's crazy to be walking down our mall walk during our auto show, and one of an automotive professional brings you over and he's like, "Hey, let me introduce you to someone." And then from there, it's over and over and over again. And before you know it, you're looking at your LinkedIn, you're like, "Oh, wow." So it's Northwood definitely teaches you how to network, definitely teaches you how to be professional in networking. And I believe it's second to none.
And Claudia, who's in the chat, I'm not sure if you went to Northwood or not, but Claudia works with a company called Rapid Recon, has been involved with the Fixed Ops Roundtable now for several years. And Claudia, also, we're going to want to interview you as well. If you're going to be out at NADA, let us know on that. And congratulations. I saw the new business cards, and I know Velo is involved with Rapid Recon as well. And it's pretty amazing, Sam, all these companies, right? I mean, not just dealers, but aftermarket. You have a connection to the aftermarket. Tell us about that, because I think that's pretty unique to, what you're doing there.
Yeah, so I'm a second generation Northwood person in the Caldwell family. Both my parents went to Northwood. They met at Northwood. My dad was an automotive major, and he owns a Meineke Car Care Center in the Metro Detroit area. And my mom is in the pharmaceutical business. Growing up, I was always a car guy. Knew I wanted to get into cars. Just didn't know what area I wanted to get into. And I realized that I don't like working on other people's cars, but I like selling them the products that need to be on their cars. And so I'm a sales guy myself. I'm an automotive aftermarket management major. So I deal with everything that the dealership sells. Once it's off the dealership's hands, I'm going to be the guy that's trying to sell you tires or off-road tires or new headlights or anything along those lines. So that's pretty much how I think of the aftermarket sales industry and getting out to those cars and products and whatever it may be. So that's
so Sam. Sam, dealers don't do a good job with tires. They do a real bad job, and that's where we lose them. That's one of the big losses to the aftermarket. And I think once the aftermarket gets them, on the tires, they sell them the brakes, they sell them the alignment, they sell them the batteries, they sell them all the other things they need. And the next thing you know, it's that new car customer who's now had the car for 3, 4, 5 years sticks with the aftermarket, and we don't see him again. I'd love to do a panel with you. One of the upcoming roundtables and bring some aftermarket people on and, just let the dealers hear about it because they know about it. But until they hear it, you guys really do a good job on on what you do.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, the Northwood Auto Show is free admission, so we don't get any revenue coming in from our guests that get to come 100% free. Anyone, it's open to the public. Anyone's welcome. So we really focus on fundraising and getting sponsors and donors. So what are some of the ways that the audience or anyone in the automotive industry or anyone in general can help support this student-run event?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's multiple ways. Spreading awareness is a big one through social medias, through word of mouth, all that. But we do, if you do go to our website, we do have a website. If you Google Northwood University International Auto Show, there's many ways to put in like sponsorships or just helping out just a little bit. But the main way to help us is through, social awareness, social media. And as long as that's going, we'll still be here. So.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Alex, what we'll do is we'll take the broadcast we're doing now and we're going to run it through our Fixed Ops Roundtable big event at the end of January. And then if you can get us, and I know Katrina and Vanessa and Sam can help with this as well, if you can get us maybe some graphics or things that need to be on graphics to help you solicit some sponsors and get more involved with the awareness side, we'll promote that at the show, our show, awesome. January, leading up to NADA. And, we'll make sure it looks good. Katrina, I'm thinking we get Michelle involved with that because she's always pretty good with the graphics. And, we'll see if we can lend a hand because I do agree it takes a long time to put all this together and line everybody up. And I tell you what, Alex, if more people knew about Northwood, who have never been there and heard about it, but once they go and see, they'll be changed, and they're gonna want to have their aftermarket companies, Sam, on that remember in that Sloan building, you got all the logos of all the aftermarket companies as you walk into the foyer there in that round area. So it's very impressive.
It's a sight to see. That's the aftermarket studies building. So all us aftermarket kids are in there all the time.
But yeah, I'd say the main way is just go to our website, and it's easy as Googling Northwood University International Auto Show. And actually, it's a pretty fun experience. You get to see all of our pictures, all the student involvement, and there's going to be a few tabs, and you can meet the board on there, the rest of our team. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome thing.
So you actually have pictures of each of the key people, and Vanessa, how is that handled? Who takes care of all that, and how does it all get set up?
Yeah, so right now, I believe it is still last year's, but last Monday we just took this year's headshots for the new e-board, and I actually just got done with the meeting earlier today. We're editing the headshots, getting them ready to go on social media, announcing the 2024 executive board, as well as updating the website. So that is the marketing team's responsibility.
All right. Well, Alex and Sam, I'm sure we'll be seeing and hearing a lot more from you in the coming months. Congratulations to both of you on your success. We appreciate you being here tonight. We're going to replay this a couple times. Okay.
Awesome.
And also, I want to wish you and your families a very, happy holiday season.
You as well. Thank you for having us on. It's been an honor. So.
Yeah. And I think you're both on LinkedIn. We're all connected, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So Sam Caldwell and Alexander, do I say Mazon?
Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Well, you're from New York, like me, so you never know how we pronounce stuff, right?
There you go. Yeah.
But everybody, if you would add them on your LinkedIn, okay? And these are rising stars in the industry, and it's good for everybody, to make these connections. So, Katrina and Vanessa, great job tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jamie, I agree. It gives me faith in this industry too. So amazing pipeline, okay, with what's going on. And Claudia, thank you so much for that, for putting that in the chat tonight. So appreciate that. And we'll get the word out on that as well. So I agree. Congratulations to all of you. So very great stuff. Thank you. And Sean, I agree. They are amazing. And Sean was here just the other night. Sean, Jim Sabino called me last night from New York. Sorry about the Packers, what happened with the Giants. I didn't bring that up, but I figure you probably already heard about that as well. Sean Butler, I agree. So everybody, on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you, okay, for being here tonight. By the way, we have a big event of our own coming up in a couple weeks. And Vanessa, when is that, and how do we get tickets for that?
Absolutely. So our next event is the Knights of the Round Table. It is happening January 29th through February 1st. There's going to be a lot of cool people, and you can get your complimentary tickets right now at fixedopsroundtable.com. So make sure to secure your seat for our next big event.
Tickets are complimentary, just like Northwood's, okay? But ours is virtual, 4 days, end of January. You may have seen some of the speaker announcements coming out today. Steve Greenfield, one of the top names in automotive, is going to be both on a panel, and we'll be doing a Q&A together. He'll be at the event. Brian Kramer is going to be speaking at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Brian will also be with us next Monday night live to talk about the Hyundai Amazon Alliance. Bill Demery, who runs the Tom Wood Automotive Group, 20 plus stores in Indiana, will be with us as well. He's doing a solo interview with me. Tully Williams will be here as well on several panels. Kaylee Filio will be at the round table. We're just getting warmed up. Skylar Chadwick from this company, Cox Automotive, you may have heard of, is going to be there, as well as Micah Tindor from Cox Automotive. He's going to be speaking as well. So we got a whole lot of people coming up. Katrina Ness will be there along with Vanessa Collins. So everybody stay tuned for that. A lot happening. Next Monday on our After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, Brian Kramer will be here. Dave O'Brien will be here. We're going to have Andrew Wright, who is the head of the Hyundai retail dealer board. He's going to be with us as well. And Tully Williams will be with us, and Santa Claus will be here on Monday night at 8 p.m. He's bringing the list. We're going to find out who's been naughty or nice. And then next Wednesday, we're doing part 2 of our holiday show. Santa is back. We got a huge lineup on Wednesday. Ron Overs, the publisher of Fixed Ops Magazine. Ed Roberts is going to be here. Kaylee Filio will be here. Many others. It's going to be a full house on Wednesday. Santa is bringing back the list, and he's going to tell us who's been who for this past year. So stay tuned for that. All right. And that includes Vanessa and Katrina. They'll be here as well. And we'll hear what Santa has to say about them. So everybody, thank you so much, and appreciate you all being here. And on behalf of the Fix Ops Roundtable, thank you so much. And we'll see you next Monday night.
Thank you.